$150,000 Subaru.
A Subaru Impreza RS2JZ, $150,000.
Rage and fist pumping. Pull your shirt up to show your abs and hope the other teenager backs down, or else you're gonna end up on someone's H2O fail reel. $150,000 Subaru, because you're louder than a chorus of "It's Been a While" by Stained in a 2JZ swap Subaru with an open dump and rear wheel drive only. The official car of, "Nah, I never jerk off. There's always strip mall beaver lining up for my wild boar." I drive a 2JZ Subaru. My dad works for the government. This swap is for the guy who insists ring girls are essential to MMA. 2JZ swap, the official car of, "Yeah, I did it myself. Single turbo 2J. I wasn't even spooling, bro." Here's the deal with this mess. The owner got e-fame from posting this blue disease on Craigslist with an asking price of $150,000, and we all anime shook our heads and believed in his sincerity. He said he built it to do burnouts and shoot fire, which it does. "So what's up with the price?" I asked. "Oh, I know I'm not gonna get it, but, well, maybe some baller from Dubai will buy it." And I said, "Yeah, but they would probably want a car with an interior, and gauges that work, and a rear view mirror, and an intact windshield, and electric windows that don't require a power probe to activate." So here's the parts list. This is, or was, a 2001 Subaru Impreza RS. But now it has the 2JZ GTE engine from a Toyota Supra with a V160 Toyota transmission and a Ford 8.8 rear end. It has a 72mm turbo, and the ECU is an AEM Infinity. It's been caged and channeled, which means, okay, there is no way a 2JZ is fitting in this engine bay. I'm sure you think you can do it, and maybe some people hang the front of the engine like really close to the front of the car, but this one is back. They had to really cut the firewall. There's not much firewall left, and also the floor to make room for the transmission. So it's a funny car at this point, and it also has to have custom front and rear cross members. These are Workmeister wheels. And of course it has a line lock. The fuel system runs on an A1000 computer and is using 1700 injectors. And by the way, the whole front end of this car is tubed. It still uses the STI brakes though. And at the rear wheels it's making 655 horsepower. Now this RS was previously an STI swap, but several engines went through this car. He just kept popping off those flat 4 engines, trying to make 400 horsepower. So Adam, the owner, made the call to just go for it. 2JZ. That 655 horsepower comes on way up in the rev range, something like 6,800 RPM. And I asked Adam, "Is this road legal?" And he said, "Well, it has a title, and it's registered in Florida with a dealer license plate. So yeah, it's road legal." I mean, the combination right here. 2J and a Subaru RS. This is like the equivalent of a gym bro doing curls in front of the mirror and jacking himself off at the same time. Subaru Impreza RS, sponsored by all the debt that piles up due to my free cams addiction. The 2JZ sounds like Andre the Giant unzipping his fly. It's louder than the empty threats of a substitute Spanish teacher. But here's the thing. If this is what you're into, it's great.
Going straight. Holy shit. This is too much, man. How do you drive this thing at speed? This is too goddamn freaking. Was that the turbo just beginning?
Just starting.
Oh,
Steering geometry. It's a bit off, but it still drives straight-ish. The ride isn't very pleasurable either, and getting decent traction under any conditions in any gear is an uphill battle. Oh yeah, and none of the gauges really work. I mean, the tachometer kind of works, but it's about 2,000 RPM higher than it's what it's supposed to be. So when you get in the power, it's already pegged and your brain is telling you to stop it. You're going to blow something up. And the only way to know anything is to have Adam sit right next to you with his laptop reading what the ECU is doing. This car is a giant can of Four Loko. It's the apex of what bro modding culture can accomplish with its confident excess, accented by malfunctioning components that need to be jerry-rigged to achieve what comes standard to your average beater. There's a certain charm to this, with an exhaust that sounds like energy drink farts and a paint job that comes in a darker shade of downvote blue. So how does it drive?
Shit! No, the whole car's shit. You just... I don't think, can you even stay in it at all?
When the good tires are in the front, it's a lot better.
Okay.
Because that's the problem, is the ones that are on the front, I swapped on so we can have burnout tire on the back.
Oh, okay.
So because the front tires have been...
Well... The rear wants to lead even when not boosting. The interior noise levels aren't OSHA approved. On-center steering? How about negative on-center steering? It's simultaneously turning left and right. Oh, there's a cop, 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 I'm getting pulled over. The moment this turbo starts spooling, haters come alive. Imagine having a Bugatti Veyron, but you can only hit the gas for 0.7 seconds, once every 5 minutes, because if you do it for longer than that, the rear end of the car and the front end of the car get a divorce. There's a reason the 400 horsepower Dodge Viper needed 335/35/17 rear tires to be safe. This is 655 horsepower with street tires on a cold day. Might as well be ice. This is too much power. You want to know what too much power looks like? This is too much horsepower. This is too much power even for the track. Look, under load, the rear of the car barely hangs on, and the front of the car shudders like an old shopping cart, and trees move into the road. This nightmare beast behaves like a remote control car on a smooth kitchen floor. And speaking of annoying, local tuners loathed us in this. This is because a 2JZ Impreza is a new alpha walking into the weight room, and everybody in their precious boxer engines realizes their time is up. The relationship between a Subaru H engine and a Toyota 1J or 2J is the same relationship between a Mazda rotary engine and a GMLS. One engine is quirky, fun, with a huge fan base, and the other one works. There were some other local tuners out here who saw us driving around. And it didn't take much when I looked right. I mean, I stayed in the slow lane. They passed me because they had to. They had to assert dominance. But they looked, they heard that wasn't a Subaru engine in that Subaru, and they knew what's up, and they didn't like it. Because suddenly, all the build that went into their STI engine, and for what? This dirty thing is beating them, and could beat them at any moment. If traction works, and that's where the haters will come into this, because they say, oh, it doesn't work, it's no real. But you know, this thing is roids. Roids. Oh yeah.
This thing's too much, man. I'm scared. I'm scared of this car.
What a stupid car.
Of all the Subarus we've reviewed, we can confirm that this is one. Way too much horsepower for track day. A nightmare beast that's just for fun.